I've watched him grow into a beautiful young man. It's my firstborn son, my firstborn, John, aka Judah StarChild, aka Ace Fire. Hey, John.
Hello fit people.
So we're on our way home from an orthodontic appointment. He had to get his braces tightened, and we had discussed having him on the podcast and us walking this journey together. And so I'm kind of putting him on the spot, and we're going to talk about our lifestyle. We're going to, with particular attention to homeschooling. I would like you to just how does it feel to be homeschooled? I know when we talk about putting you into regular school, you're like, no. But I want to hear, at this point, now that you're in 8th grade and you're 13 and, you're beginning to be a much more social being, how do you feel about the whole thing? And just speak with authenticity, speak your truth, not what you think that I or the other homeschooling parents want to hear, or, whatever the homeschooling crowd, whatever y'all are into. Like, just speak from the heart.
I personally think that I really enjoy homeschool because I can get a lot more work done. It's like at home, like sleep in my pajamas. maybe not have to do the Pledge of Allegiance every morning. Which is one of the things I definitely don't miss. But I mean,
why don't you miss doing the Pledge of Allegiance every morning?
Well, mostly because I didn't know all the words to the song anyway, so I just
is that a song?
Whatever it was, I don't know.
Okay, so
the allegiance.
Okay, I understand. So, all right. So you talked about doing the work in your pajamas. How is homeschool set up? Like, are you just sitting there twiddling your thumbs and your jammies all day? Like, how does it work? For people, so say someone's listening and they let their child listen who is interested in homeschooling, or they may have a different experience in homeschool, or as a parent that wants to hear from the perspective of a child that is a homeschooler. How is it set up? Like, what's the format?
Basically, you wake up in the morning, get your breakfast, do a little time between, maybe make some coffee. Maybe not for some younger kids, but I mean,
you get your coffee in, huh?
Yeah, and then after that, you get your work started. Do what you need to do. Get to your classes, like say the school that I go to, 21st Century Cyber Charter School. Get your classes at 9:30. 9:30 and 10:30 are the main two classes. Allow 11:30 to 12 o'clock is a lunchtime. 11:30 to start at lunchtime, 12 o'clock ends lunchtime.
Okay.
And then on Monday, you'll have one PE class for the rest of the week. On Thursday, you'll probably have a fitness log or fitness live lab, where you just go meet with the teachers and they do a PE session with you, so you can get points. The points are basically determine your grade in the school I go to.
Okay. So what kind of equipment do you use? You talked about live labs, things like that. Like, what kind of equipment do you use to attend your sessions?
I use a calculator, a MacBook MacBook Pro Air, and also an iPad. Use those for certain classes, for Nearpod and collaboration boards to meet with other students and do group projects, and maybe meet up and do if you're a part of a club, you do there's for instance, we have a club that's called it's a movie theater club, and
nice.
They're making some type of Christmas play this year. And last year I showed my mom, but it was a pretty good video. It was an hour-long video. I can't remember exactly the title of the video, but they did a really good job, and can't wait to see what they have in store this year.
Nice. And so, who pays for this equipment?
Well, I would like to think that it might be the principal of the school. I forgot her name. It was Mrs. She was a Mrs. I just can't remember her last name.
So what you're saying is that the equipment comes from the school, it's not coming out of our pockets.
Right.
Okay. All right. So what would you say to parents or other children that are go to public schools or private schools in the States, or in a homeschooling state? What would you say to them if they're considering homeschooling? What are the pros and cons?
The pros of homeschool is that you get to study independently, study on your own time, all that. Like, I mean, that's basically pretty much it of like homeschool. But I mean, like, the cons of homeschool are pretty much like not being as social with everybody, not like meeting as kids.
Like, what do you mean as far as like not being as social? So they can understand, because it's a big decision, So what do you mean not being as social, like specifically?
Well, like you don't really get to talk to your friends as much. Like if you like wanted to go meet somebody that's in your school, they'll probably live like a long way from you.
Okay.
And you might not be able to see them. That's like one of the only cons I can really think of, like homeschool and like not seeing other kids. And
totally understand.
Antisocial will probably be a problem too.
Yeah.
If you just like get too into it.
Okay.
You don't know how to make friends as well.
Okay.
As kids who actually go to public school.
Okay, so what type of activities are you involved in outside of 21st Century Cyber Charter?
Well, I go to like the library sometimes. I have a library pass. I go read books there, Philadelphia Library. I do some fitness workouts on my own time, just for fun. I like draw, make little cartoons, like animations, like using a program on my laptop called Critter, or another one that's called Adobe Elements.
Okay, what about when it's time to socialize? Like, how do you get a chance to socialize with other children, other young people?
Well, I go to church every week. On Sunday, I usually meet with all my cousins, most of them, and just recently we had a Thanksgiving dinner at one of my uncle's place. But I met a lot of kids there, most of my cousins and my family. So that's like pretty much when I get to meet with my cousins and like other kids. Sometimes I might go out to different places, like in the country. I might go travel. I see new kids.
Okay, so what kind of places have you traveled?
Well, we traveled to Belize. Went to
we lived in Belize.
We lived in Belize for like for a few years. We traveled to the Abu Dhabi, like Dubai, if that counts. I'm not sure. And South Africa. We went to Texas, Houston, Texas, to be more specific. We went to California, Chicago, Mississippi.
Where'd you go with all the volcanoes?
We also went in Guatemala, which had a nice view of volcanoes. It was a smoking volcano.
Yes,
it reminded me a lot of Pompeii, so I was like, I was like, this volcano's about to explode.
What about Tulum?
Tulum, I remember Tulum was it was in Mexico. Tulum, Mexico.
Oh no! What's the city that you always talk about in Mexico? You call it Emerald City?
Oh yeah, Emerald City. I don't remember. Is that Mexico? Center City in Mexico?
Mexico City, yeah.
Mexico City. It seemed like we had like a real life Emerald City that was like glowing against the light.
Especially like after driving for like thousands of miles without seeing anything, and then you just crash into civilization real hard, like craziest traffic we've ever driven in. All right, but what kind of activities are you involved in the city? Like, are you involved in any camps or anything like that?
I have a camp that I go to that I'm going to go to today after school. It's called it's like a Kensington High School. It's like a music program. It's like Rock the Future.
Okay, what do you do there?
We do like we study music. We do instruments. We like do drums, like guitar.
You actually have a winter showcase coming up.
And a winter showcase.
I think that's next week. Yes. And are you involved in anything like anything educational outside of school?
Well, we also I also do like I go to Temple University on Saturdays each week to study coding, Python coding. It's like we do like a lot of coding there, like take notes and like learn about new species and stuff like that, like things that college level activities.
Right, and you spent 2 weeks there this summer too, right?
Yeah, 2 weeks this summer. It's like I plan to go back. It was like July. It was like from sometime July and July 14th, 15th, something like that. And like we had breaks over the weekend to go back home, and then we came back next week.
All right, sounds good. And so you're also applying for the National Junior Honor Society, right?
Yes, NH.